the only podcast in Chicago that matters. I am your host, Rashad Nasir, here with the homie Denny 12 Tree.
What's life?
We are the What Up Joe podcast. What's going on, people?
Life is good.
Got the homie Mayor Money in the building.
What's the word, bro?
Didn't think his ass was going to get on that mic today.
Nah, I didn't. I was just sliding.
John Cut niggas in the building.
You already know.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie Dante on the camera. We here.
Yep.
Today we are in the lovely space of BPM Chicago.
Shout out BPM.
Gem House. Oh, she doing Gem House? Okay, bet. That's even better. Right. Gem House.
Gem House.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out.
Ben, that's what you got. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to be added.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to the homie Gemini Jones. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Got the homie Avery here plugging us in, you know.
Respect, yeah, definitely. That is, held it down. You
know
what I'm saying? Clutch came in.
Oh, yeah, it came in super clutch. You know, the one thing that I really can't stand about this, like, podcasting shit is just that, like, you never know when them rocky moments are about to come.
Nah, yeah.
And I think the real test of it is just, like, how quick you going to just bounce back and just keep it moving, because as they taught us in media school, the show must go on, right?
You know what I'm saying?
You know?
I always got to have a backup plan.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you can't control shit, so especially during this age.
Yeah.
Like, we just in a state of what the fuckness.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, yo, hey, just go with the flow, man.
So for our listeners, if you're reading between the line, a guest canceled today. So
we say that all the same.
Things change.
Yeah,
Feel me?
you know. So where do we begin? We got a lot of fake shit to talk about. Not really, but
well,
really.
Technically, like, this is the first
official joint of
technically
2021.
Like the first official joint episode. We did do a crib session. So yeah, I mean, definitely shout out to us for getting this shit together.
Episode
Merch.
1, season 3.
I mean,
merch is
what
here.
up, Joe? Here we here and shit. We doing a lot.
Am I the only one who finds it odd for a podcast to have seasons?
No, any content should really.
I find
seasons.
it odd for a podcast to have seasons.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that any content should just be broken up in seasons. Not like a running one season.
But it should feel. But if it is going to be a season, it should feel like a new season.
But what do you call?
So what's the new season?
They're categorized in seasons.
We've never grouped episodes in seasons.
I'm just saying.
Although
like,
we could.
But if you were to ever be like, I mean, you cap it off with a year. Like you have, like they kind of categorize it as a year, annual thing.
I guess so. Whatever.
I guess seasons is
Bunch
like
of
a
jargon.
trendier way of just being like, yo, look at my season.
Yeah. I feel that.
Niggas is weird.
The What Up Joe merch is here. Shit you can't buy nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Coming soon. From the crib with love. So let's get into it. First fake topic of the day. The critique of Danny's elaborated Chicago rapper list that I don't care about anymore.
That I don't care about. Fucking disrespectful.
He fucking cares. Cause we sat there and argued about this shit.
We did argue about this shit.
Niggas sat there and argued about this shit for like an hour and a half on the phone.
Where you put it?
Swapping it out. I sent it to you guys.
You gotta talk about it, but you gotta talk about it in importance though. Like, what qualifies somebody?
He
for
was
a list?
saying like okay, like the top two, like
don't personally jab me. I feel you about to try to take it there for no reason. Like, just give him the story.
Rashad throwing jabs and shit. Hate when I come with the haymakers. But nah, this is what happened. We were sitting there. We were talking about doing the top 50 artists list in Chicago all time. However, it was gonna be challenging when we started, I guess, categorizing it from like lyrical to like the most influential and stuff like that. How are we gonna, rank him? So at first he was like, yo, the top 3, I guess, artists, like, Lupe, Twista, Kanye would be exempt. Like, you can't even mention them. Yes,
I did say that. I said, and I don't know, was that exclusively for them or was that my general take about top guys? Meaning that at a certain point, certain niggas on Mount Rushmore should not be included in list among niggas who are still battling for top spots. Tupac is goated. Biggie is goated. We don't have to talk about these niggas, in my opinion. That we don't have to talk about them in certain lists anymore among other niggas that are still doing their thing and have been doing it longer. Personally.
But you do.
Well, I'm confused though, because the point of the list is he said the top 50 all time, so you can't take nobody out of the all time.
No, in terms of an all time, that's different. I'm just talking about a general list. That was my take.
List
that
shit.
Like certain people need. But
nigga, you can't even name 50 artists in Chicago right now.
No,
you can't name 20.
But that was the reason why I didn't want to do it. Okay, because I can't.
That's
where's Danny's list? I want to know who on his list. That's what I want to know.
It couldn't be 50 Chicago rappers who are relevant, because that's impossible. Like,
it couldn't really be 50 Chicago rappers though.
You got 50. You have a list of 50 solid Chicago rappers. Y'all really haven't gotten this list?
No,
that's crazy. I sent
it
to y'all. Here, I was just checking.
No, send it. How did you send it?
Airdrop it, bro.
Bro, for real though. Like, seriously, I got like 60 names on here. Like, literally, you gonna see the names and be like, yo, that's crazy. Like 30
of these people you know personally?
No.
I don't believe you now. He's like, nah.
I mean, I don't know them.
That's some shady shit you just said. You know?
I'm just saying, bro. You can't name.
Listening.
You can't name 20 rappers that you don't know personally. You can't name more than like 10, maybe 15.
That I know personally, yeah, I can.
That you don't know personally.
That I don't know personally.
Yes, that you don't know personally.
From Chicago.
So this is where the list. This is where you exclude the G Herbo, Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you name 10, 15 artists right now?
I probably could.
That's not already like there.
That's not already there. That's not fair. Like, that's hard. Like now you moving.
So I'm just saying. But I'm asking. So what's the point of making a list if that's not the list we making? Because then he said all time excluded. So that's why I'm trying to see this list. I just want to see who's on your list.
But if you even take out the Dirks and the G Herbos, then it's like.
So you can't do it.
I'm gonna do his name like super underground artist that niggas never.
So y'all didn't get a parameter of this top 50. That's why I'm still confused.
That's what I was saying. That's what we're still establishing.
Okay. So who's
how we were gonna rank?
Just send us screenshots of the list.
Right, because I don't know why the hell it's not getting y'all. I'm dead ass sending it to y'all.
So how do you want to tackle it? Should we start with the 5 so we can make some progress?
The 5? No, we got to do the 10. If it's 50, we got to do it 10 at a time, bro.
So you want to stop in ascending or descending order?
Descending order. Because I want to see who was the first 10 he thought of.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, why these the first 10 that you feel?
You know what? I put them all into a pot initially, and then I started
First problem.
First problem.
Pot.
No, for real. You just start naming artists, right? You put them into a pot. How the fuck do you rank artists? Have you done this before?
Have you done this before?
Niggas is rookies, bro. Like, what? You have to put everybody there, and then you rank. That's how you do shit.
Okay. So how did you rank them though? Like,
I'm just literally.
So you didn't rank them, is what you're saying? It's because y'all didn't figure that part out.
So we were gonna come up with like the official "What Up Joe" joint. We're gonna come into an agreement. We haven't done that yet.
So you just got 60 names just to have them.
I was gonna come with mine. Okay. He was gonna come with his, and then we figured out.
He ain't even got 25.
But that's the thing. That's the reason why I didn't do it. Because for me, I'm like, a lot of these niggas wouldn't even make a list. And some of these names, I can't honestly say I know that. I got the first 32.
I sent the second half.
I got it now. I got the second half now.
And then, like, the other names is just like...
You ain't got it either?
Nah, I didn't get it yet. Nah, my phone not loving me right now. But nah, check it out. Because what makes... So, I'm going to throw in a little segue there. What makes a artist a list? So, like, me... So, I get context. Me and Butter, we've been having this conversation for probably better part of a year. She kept asking me, was G Herbo A-list yet? And I kept saying no. And I kept saying no until he got on the Jimmy Fallon show. Or was it Jimmy Kimmel? That him and Chance was on. I think it was Jimmy.
That was last year?
I think it was Jimmy Fallon. It was within the last few months.
Okay.
So probably last year, probably like December, maybe November.
And you said he wasn't A-list until
I saw that. Because I feel like it's certain things like brand-wise, you feel me? Like certain shows you got to be on or certain interviews you got to obtain to like really get A-list. I thought he was creeping But I didn't think he was there until he was on Jimmy Fallon.
So interesting. You said there's certain interviews that you have to obtain to even be.
If you get an Angie Martinez interview, are you not like one of the? You feel me? You goated. If you get an Angie Martinez interview, if you on a Breakfast Club, you getting up there. I ain't gonna say you goated because Breakfast Club they bring people up.
Definitely.
So they done had a few Chicago rappers on there, right?
But your label kind of paid for that.
See, but. At that point, we're already in funny waters because there's so many Chicago artists that either don't do media or haven't done it at all.
Okay, true. But I was only asking that in general. It wasn't necessarily Chicago. But when does an artist become A-list?
General,
A-list. In general. Because we ain't talking like Chicago. It's like A-list for them is like street clout. You know what I'm saying?
I guess
if we're talking industry standards. Right, it is a combination of sales, right? Quality of music, which makes the conversation funny because then that becomes an opinion-based conversation. I like to say,
just the crossing of fucking genres, and you know what I'm saying, like how Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne were able to cross into rock music and then pop and shit like that.
You able to do that? Come on now.
They try to put you on the spot. They put me on the spot.
Come on now. Yeah, don't stay back there.
We not gonna give it a They're not gonna go my claps today, bro. Not my drink champs claps. Right. But yeah, as far as the A-list jump, what was y'all saying?
Okay, so remember, and we're going to be everywhere with this conversation before we even come to a certain consensus about what's what. But I want to get through it early so we can really dig in. Right? You still ain't get the fucking list?
I got the list.
So there was a conversation we once had about Lil Durk. Right?
Right.
And the conversation, in proper context, the conversation was about Durk and Chief Keef. And the question was posed about Durk surpassing Chief Keef. Has he done it?
Right, we did have that conversation,
right?
Okay.
And one of the things that was mentioned was how Durk has been able to maneuver in the industry in a way that Chief Keef hasn't been able to.
It's not about being able to, though. It's like their specific decisions.
Bro, he has not been able to.
Did he do it? No, I'm saying, did he try it though? Like, did he try what
I don't know. I'm not with that nigga personally to know. But why wouldn't he want to?
His situation was more self-sabotaging.
It was. And
he didn't show up to certain shit. Like, Keith didn't come to certain... He
wasn't invited to a lot of shit, too, though. Because niggas was going to get shot at in public.
That bad boy presence. Like, niggas didn't want to do it.
Snatching niggas' chains, robbing producers. I remember we went to jail for robbing that producer one time. And I was just like, damn, bro, you already there. Like, what you gonna...
So, bad business.
Yeah, for sure. Basically.
Bad business, bad for business, the whole nine. Yeah. So, with that being said, because Durk doesn't have that kind of track record, right, he's been able to maneuver and be around certain people that has elevated his career. And I think the biggest moment that kind of topped it off was the Drake feature. Or him being featured on Drake shit.
I think what that did was put a spotlight because he was getting a lot of features on albums prior to that single.
No, he was. So
you saw him if you saw him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? For people that really listen to the music and we looking at stuff like that,
right?
You'll see like, damn, Durk got a lot of placements on a lot of big albums right now. You know what I'm saying? And then the Drake feature hit. Then that's when you instantly know, like for sure, like, oh yeah, like it's there, it's up there. But then when you say that though, because you say you saw it was up there because of the Drake feature, shit, Louis had the Drake cosign. But what happened to him? You feel me? So that's why it's like it's a situational thing. You say what?
For sure. Louis got shot and stopped doing music though. That's different.
That is true.
He did. I mean, 600 Breezy went to jail.
Before he got shot. Before he got shot though, was he really doing music?
He was trying to come back out. He hadn't released nothing, but I think him getting shot really solidified him not doing anything.
So are we saying that it's basically situational based upon decisions, or like what gets you to that A-list point? It was the original question. You know what I'm saying?
I'm purely looking at the results. I don't give a fuck about what a nigga did. I'm thinking about the outcome of just what happened. So I don't even want to take too much time and even think about certain people and what they did individually in particular. Just what was the result? And I bring up Dirk in relation to Chief because we see the result of whatever work that a nigga has been putting in. I can't speak to a Chief Keef because we ain't seen it. So I don't know, is this personal, just ain't want to do it, nigga being lazy? I can't speak to that.
It was a lot.
For the record, Keith did get a credit on Uzi album for producing.
For producing,
so
yeah.
He might just be moving
Keith
different.
He might.
You know what I'm saying? Where like Dirk got the features, keep up in these beats. You know what I'm saying? So they could still be there. It's just you don't see Keith. Like
Keith solidified. Well, he kind of like birthed a genre, so to speak, right? He kind of did. He kind of birthed a genre of artists, or helped birth rather, because obviously he is a product of Gucci Mane. You know what I'm saying? And trap music in a sense.
So why is he not in your 10?
He wasn't in the first 10. He was not in the first 10.
For a nigga to birth a genre.
This nigga birth. He got babies out here.
So I don't think he birthed a whole.
So like as you did say,
we're gonna be all over 25.
Hold on now. So
no, I said he not even in the 25.
I'm saying like he did birth a lot of like artists when it comes to like drill and shit like that, and you know what I'm saying. And
then they go 38. Keep your 38.
That's my list. Nigga, make your list.
Don't make your list.
Niggas, make your list, bro. Then you can.
Nobody ever answered the question. When you look at an artist, what makes it a?
What happens is when you able to cross genres, right? Like I was explaining to bro, when you're able to cross into like the pop and shit like that and do it successfully, like the artists, like I mentioned, like how Drake is able to do that, how Nicki Minaj was able to do that, how Wayne was able to do that, how fucking Macklemore in a sense was able to do that, like how like when you're able to go away from what the fuck you known from and do some other shit and be successful. That's crazy. And people are like, all right, cool. They champion that, and then they want you on a Jimmy Fallon. They want you on Jimmy Kimmel. They want you here on the magazine, GQs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
So you saying lane switching is what not necessarily, I wouldn't say lane switching, but yeah,
successfully,
but lane
like,
switching
essentially.
So
right.
let's create a list. Sales is all gonna be the first thing.
Okay.
Right. I think we said quality of music, but that's very subjective.
That's subjective as fuck.
I don't know how.
I don't think that's subjective. I think quality is quality.
How do you measure
how do you make quality
subjective? But how do you measure it?
You can't measure art, point blank, period.
You can. And in any industry, you can measure it. If somebody paying for it, you can measure it. You know what I'm saying? It's only subjective when you're not getting paid for it.
You can put a price on it, but you can't measure it.
How come?
You can't measure somebody's identity. That's like me. That's like me expressing
when you selling it to me, I can. That's why the game is the way it is.
So okay. So when you say when you're selling it to me,
it's then objective. It's factual. It's what does this content do for the masses? Like that's when they say numbers matter. So in that particular area, that means that is something that is primarily dictated or made fact by fans. Exactly.
Okay, and that means that it translates by way of conversation. Who's talking what, who's buzzing, who's, you know what I'm saying?
More or less.
That because how else would we translate that?
More or less.
You know what I'm saying? So sales, quality, which you're saying actually can be measured is factual, okay.
That's why so many artists don't get the opportunities they think is because their music isn't the quality standard of whatever A&R they sent it to, whatever DJ they sent it to, oh, this ain't my quality standard. Okay. So you feel me? It really, at that point, when you send it to an individual, yes, it is subjective. I get what you're saying. Mm-hmm. But when we talk about the overall selling it to people, just an overall group, like, yeah, I'm putting this out there for people, then it's objective, because then it goes off of, you feel me, what the people like. We going off the numbers of what the people listen to.
You know what reminds me of? It reminds me of, real quick, reminds me of the clip that keeps servicing of Rick Ross.
I didn't see which one.
Well, was it Rick Ross is sitting with some people judging some talent or some shit, and they were judging these two chicks?
I didn't see it.
You see that shit?
Like they said it was colorism because he went with the lighter chick and her song sucked.
And her song was trash.
I didn't really watch that video, but I know what y'all talking about.
And the other chick like could actually sing, and then it was like, this beat not for you type shit. It was crazy, but that just reminded me.
Oh, because they saying the exact same song,
saying
right?
The quality, they saying the exact same song type shit. It just reminds me of shit like that because like it's like when people want to invest in you, they don't give a fuck about quality. They don't give a fuck about your art at that point, right? So that's why it's so subjective when you're trying to judge talent.
But that's what I say. Individually, yes, when you're dealing with an individual, but just as far as genre based, you feel me? If you base it off hip hop in general, then there's a quality standard. If you base it off country, like how they was trying to do Lil Nas X, because they said it wasn't country, because that's not their country standard. That's not what they consider to be country, and that's what I mean by like it's objective.
But judging by hip hop standards, then none of this shit would be.
Sure, I mean I don't know.
A lot of shit would be, but a lot of shit won't.
So the answer, sales. Mm-hmm. You said sales.
Keith would be number 38 originally. If we go in hip hop standards.
I mean, if we go back to Keith, just for the record, he did take a genre national off. You feel me? Like, and he didn't birth it because Louis and them international. Because Louis and them, you feel me? It was a couple of them before him.
Yeah, for sure.
But he was definitely the one that took it like across the across the map. Mm-hmm. So I give you that an influence. Mm-hmm. But sales, influence, quality.
Well, you said influence. I never said
I'm throwing influence in there.
Cool.
Influence is very important because that's how Kanye is in there. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Accolades, because me and Rashad, we talk about Common a lot. You cannot talk about Chicago hip hop and not talk about Common. He is one award away from an EGOT, and ain't nobody in hip hop that can really say that.
Comment on that. What is he?
Common is definitely in your top 10, but he should be in your top 10. He's in top 5. He's third. He's in the top 3.
Okay.
I wouldn't put him in the top 3, but
on my list.
He's in the top 10 though. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, accomplishments, influence, sales, and what was the one you said?
I said sales and quality.
Quality. There we go. Quality was the last one. Yeah. So accomplishments, influence, sales, and quality.
All right, cool. So those would be the ones that.
Is that it?
Is that it? Right. That's the only thing that's important. Because I don't want you to. You know how we argue. You get to sidestepping real quick.
I think that's it.
Look, let's attack this list then. Okay. I think we've been bullshitting enough. Let's go ahead.
That's it. We can tag.
Let's hit his top 10 real quick. He got Kanye number 1. Is Kanye the number 1 artist to ever come out of Chicago?
So the thing that also has to be mentioned with the 4 or 5 things that we laid out on the table, right? Each of them are going to be higher in certain areas than others.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like Kanye is influence out the fucking roof.
Yep.
Right.
You just have to balance it. You know what I'm saying? You got to balance the like who was higher than him lyrically.
Right. Right. Exactly. Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Lupe lyrically edges Kanye.
Yeah, because I mean, if we being honest, Lupe got blackballed because Lupe could be up there with Kanye for real.
For sure.
We talking about like influence. Lupe could have been up there for the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So does, and not to take this conversation elsewhere. So does influence trump lyricism?
Yes. Influence trumps lyricism because influence is what leads to the bigger bag. The more influence you have, the more sponsorships, the more acting gigs, the more, you know what I'm saying? Like, influence leads to the bigger bag.
Doesn't that go against the standard of hip hop?
I mean,
I think it does. Because if that wasn't the case, niggas wouldn't be on Griselda's dick right now.
Well, how does that?
Because it's the love of lyricism. Depending on what kind of hip hopper you are, lyricism may be a part of influence and could be more important. Because quite frankly, when I think about Lupe lyrically, that nigga has gave us some fucking phenomenal bars that Kanye couldn't dream of.
Exactly.
Okay.
Lyrically.
Okay.
I mean, we could look at a more recent song like Murals and be like, there's nobody, Dinosaurs, there's nobody who's going to be able to even like attempt to duplicate some shit like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, see, I was thinking the fifth quality should be versatility.
Boom, I like that.
Because you asked me a question about lyricism and we talk about influence, I feel like if you really got that pack, the lyricism is gonna lead into your influence anyway. You know what I mean? Like Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, because of the lyricist you feel me? He had the influence he had as a lyricist. A lot of people. Let's be honest, and I would never say this publicly, but I'm gonna say it publicly today.
I'm not giving my public Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne is really what destroyed hip hop. Not to say that he wasn't good.
I'm willing to give you my Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne destroyed hip hop because his version of lyricism, like, because it was a lot of like
bar you to fucking death.
It just bar you to death. You feel me? It was like, man, I fucked my wallet so that bitch got pregnant. Type of shit.
He wasn't writing shit down.
Exactly, but see, everybody couldn't be Wayne though.
But that was crazy though.
Just like everybody couldn't be Keith. Everybody can't be a drill rapper. And that's what you talk about. You feel me? Because Keith wasn't the most lyrical motherfucker. I mean, he had bars for Chicago niggas, right? But he wasn't the most lyrical person. But he had that influence because how he rapped or how he came on the beat or what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So you got a versatility you got to throw in there too.
I can't give you that one.
What?
Can't give you that one.
Lil Wayne didn't destroy hip hop?
Can't give you that one, bro.
He was the most influential rapper of our generation, and that's why everybody cause like with Tupac.
Okay, so niggas would be more lyrical in a sense.
No,
niggas would
if they had talent, my nigga, that's the thing.
But how can you destroy?
It's really more so a perception of lyricism.
Right, if niggas want to be
what niggas thought lyricism was versus what lyricism really is. Because I don't think Wayne was lyrical at all.
That's cap.
Okay, now that's a little cap. That's a little cap.
You know what the fuck I mean when I just don't think that nigga was the nigga that we think he is.
He wasn't Mos Def. He wasn't Lupe.
I don't even want to use
that type of lyricism.
Put them in the same category.
He just wasn't.
We just talking lyricism, bars.
He was fucking
had bars,
spitting
he
shit
had bars.
off the top. He's the epitome of hip hop. That's cap, bro. I can't give you that.
I don't know about the epitome, but
I
know that at a certain point in time, Wayne, what Wayne was to his day and time is what Nas was to his day and time. He became a archetype about what the rapper should look like for the 2000s going forward.
I would say Lil Wayne was the Tupac archetype.
I'm not even putting a name on it.
Now, I'm just saying as far as...
Now we going somewhere else.
You know the reason why I say that? When Tupac came out, like, everybody wanted to be a gangster rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tupac kind of influenced that in the same way. Lil Wayne, you feel me? Everybody went, I think I could rap because, you know, if his bars like this, I could just rap like that. You know what I mean? Then it was Keith. That's how I look at it.
That's not far off from what I'm saying. So I dig it.
But then, we got to get back to this list. Because now we do versatility now.
Wayne is innocent.
So we in top 10. But this is Chicago anyway, so Wayne ain't even part of this conversation.
Right.
So in your top 10, we're going to name the top 10 real quick.
Go ahead.
And I disagree with number 8 off bat.
Shoot him down.
Kanye West, Lupe Fiasco, Common, Twista, Bump J, GLC, Da Brat. You got Da Brat at 7?
I do.
Chance the Rapper, Gemstones, and Do or Die.
Yeah. I do.
Bro, I don't know what weed you was smoking that day for, but that shit was laced or something.
I'm not mad at that. You mad at that?
Gemstones is in your top 10, bro.
The Brat is in his top. Bro. Chance the Rapper in his top 10, G.
I could let them slide, but Gemstones.
Do
he even got an album? Like
yeah.
He didn't stay long enough to even be qualified. Gemstones
is a sidekick.
He's a sidekick. Oh no.
Okay, why Chance the Rapper?
In your top 10.
Because just like, for one, Channel actually can rap, but I feel like, you know, just the same thing, like the impact and him coming out of the blue, him putting Chicago back on the map, or him just bringing a different dimension to Chicago music at the time because it was all drill and shit like that, and he like kind of captivated the fucking nation, so to speak, after that. Like, that's crazy, bro. His fucking, what's the joint? Acid Rap? Come on, that's his best project.
That wasn't a national joint though. That was a Chicago joint.
Yeah.
No, it was a national joint.
Acid Rap? No, Acid Rap was definitely a national joint.
Was it
Acid Rap and national, bro?
Because I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
So every time I was out of Chicago, people kept asking me, "Do you know Channel? Do you know Chance the Rapper? You know Chance the Rapper?" Everybody, nigga, everywhere, every part of the world I was in. Like,
Acid Rap is after Tende.
If you ask anybody if you ask anybody right now what's their favorite Channel song, I promise you they're gonna say No Problems. Because don't nobody know about Acid Rap. That's some Chicago.
That's
shit.
not true.
That's not true.
That's not true at all, bro. That's not true at all.
That's probably dealing with their psyche. That's probably what they just know because of what they play.
No, not here. When he went on tour and everything, he had a big wave when we was in.
Was that off Acid Rap?
Acid Rap was his most.
Or was that when he just did that
the coloring book?
Was that? Nah, it was something he did before that though. It was some show he was doing before that because he threw a show in.
He threw the joint at the Sox Stadium.
That was for Coloring Book.
Yeah, that was for Coloring Book.
But nah, he did some other joint. I remember watching the documentary. I remember the concert or whatever. Because that's where he kind of fake met Jay-Z. He did like a concert in New York or something, right? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember.
Was it when he met Jay or Beyonce?
I think it was when he met Beyonce. I think.
Yeah.
Let me Google that show.
You know,
I'm googling. But moving on to this top 10 because nigga did put.
I don't think he should be in your top 10.
He did put Gemstones in that motherfucker.
Well, who would I?
I think Chance should be in top 10, and I think he should be at 10.
I mean, that depends, bro, because I got to look at the rest of this list before I even answer that question, because you got a lot of motherfuckers on here.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, niggas that aren't, you know what I'm saying, like, doing shit, but you know them. Like, it's like, oh, shit. GLC,
I mean, you kind of put a
niggas,
one-hit wonder on here. That's why I got to really check your list.
So, like I was saying, I was structuring them. Like I mentioned, I was just putting a bunch of people that are Chicago, because we needed to come up with 50, and we felt like that was going to be the most hardest part. Like, damn, 50 niggas? That's crazy. And then when I started thinking, I'm like, okay, we actually do got a bunch of niggas. You know what I'm saying? So then I was structuring it. That was just like that.
So you got producers on here. So this is
the list might be halfway done.
Because no ideas on this motherfucker. So
that nigga rap too.
Oh, you do? Okay. I'm just checking the list so I can really dissect this. Because your next 10, you feel me? Your next 10 are okay. They okay, but they probably shouldn't be that high though either.
You put Juice WRLD in the top 10?
Nah, yeah, Juice WRLD got to go in the top 10. You got Bump J at number 5, bro.
Let me ask you why. Why is
that
Juice WRLD
more influential to me?
Juice WRLD was the most influential Chicago artist ever.
That's why I would swap out.
Ever. He got goated in his first year.
First year.
But I mean, then again, he also got something that most people don't ever get, and they put a bag behind him. Like they really.
He still got goated in his.
He got goated in his first year. Facts. Cause he got Saba on here.
Random question, just to throw on the floor in regards to Bump J. If Bump never went to jail,
he probably in the game. Yeah, he probably up there with Kanye. Just as a you feel me on the rap tip. I'm probably not up there with Kanye.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah,
he would have been one of them guys.
Yeah, so that's why Bump J can't be 5. He can be in the top 50, but he can't be in the top 10 though, cause he.
So who would you swap?
He dropped the bag.
Shit, you gonna say so? I'm definitely swapping Bump for Juice WRLD.
So you put Juice WRLD?
Cause you got Kanye, you got Lupe, you got Common, you got Twista. I'm cool with them 4. After that, you put Bump J and GLC, and I'm like, shit.
GLC's a monster.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, GLC is a monster, but then again, if we talk about influence, like GLC was more of a behind the scenes influence that most people don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's still pretty big.
What's pretty big?
I mean, it wasn't
like is you hopping in the car today? Like, oh yeah, I just heard some new GLC, my nigga.
No, I'm saying influential behind the scenes, like you said.
Yeah, but I'm saying most people don't know that. Sure, I just meant like an openly influential,
no.
influenced the game.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Kanye was a big influence.
Okay.
Lupe was a huge influence. Common was influencing his own way, but not as influential as none of the people we just named. Twista made a whole different genre of rap, or like a whole different style of rap. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole cadence and shit. So he definitely belongs in the top 5. Then we got to go Juice WRLD at 5. You got to take Bump J out, put Juice WRLD in at 5. Gotta put if we talking influence too, Chief Keef got to come up this list.
Chief Keef has to be in.
Yeah. You got him on 38. He had 38, my nigga. That's tough.
Come up, but not in the top 10.
He can come up. Probably
he needs to be at least 15.
At least 15.
He needs to be at least 15 for impact.
Yeah.
For impact. The moment that Chief Keef had was a moment that we've never seen.
Yeah.
And we literally, from that point, we watched Drill catch on fire.
Yeah.
Not to say that he made it, but he lit that shit up.
You capping just because you got Lil Zay Osama on this list.
I just started naming niggas after a while. It was just naming niggas.
Yeah. You got Shauna on here. Shauna got to go up. You got Shauna at 33. But
dope.
Shauna was like one of the, you feel me? Yeah, Shauna
Lady
got
MCs in hip hop.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. You capping on that one. You got G Count at 26. I could see that. You got a lot of young ass rappers though, like real early in the list.
Yeah, I just wanted to fill the list.
Like your top 25 is probably like all our generation of rappers almost.
This list is impossible.
GLC, Bump J.
You said what?
This list is impossible.
This list is definitely impossible.
Because when it comes to Chicago, we've had so little artists that actually took it to that next level, and there's so many good artists that are legends that never had those moments.
Facts.
So
That's true.
When we talk about creating a balance, there's so much in between them niggas, it's hard to even really do that shit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so then
You gotta do it.
So we'll pick from this list though. This is what we'll do. We'll pick these names out of this list.
It's the same in any other city.
We gonna do our
New
little
York's hard too.
generational right now, right? Because now
I love the conversation right now.
Because he's got
sure.
So in this list from like our generation of music, you got Chance the Rapper. We're not gonna include the GOATs, right? You talking about like right now.
Already goated.
You got Chance the Rapper. You got Mick Jenkins, Vic Mensa, Saba, No Name, Juice WRLD. You put Chance the Rapper on here twice. Rocky Fresh. Right. Sir Mikey Rocks. I definitely give you Sir Mikey Rocks got to be top 10 out of our generation for sure. Toby Lou, Lucky X definitely top 10. JD, John Doe, Montana 300. Take him off this motherfucker.
Get that nigga completely the fuck out.
Yeah, take him,
here.
like, erase him from the game.
Back to him.
I don't know.
He had a couple hits.
You got Joey Perk, King Louis.
Right.
Okay, so all right, we can go off this. We like the ones from our generation you put in here. We can go off this. These are some good names. But what we gonna do? Top 20? We should do top 20.
You know it's yeah, the Mick Jenkins. We got
number one.
So
this
is my thing, right? You like Mick Jenkins on the list? And I hate to even start my question off like that, but
right, but nah, I get it. Shit.
Because for me, if Mick Jenkins can be 14 on this list, and I understand that Mick is a great artist and has some great commercial success,
right?
You cannot have Vic Spencer not on that list.
Because you got Mick Jenkins,
especially as we have this conversation today, in February 20th, 2021.
Here right now,
Vic has to be top 20.
If he was here, sitting right here,
Vic Spencer has to be. You
would. To be, I still say you're not making the list. No, but for real though, I mean, I put him on there. I think he's on there. His name's on there, but I didn't.
And that's off the strength of lyricism and work ethic. A nigga dropped 6 albums last year that were all hit.
All right, so I will go.
Where did they hit?
What do you mean? Where did they hit?
You said where they hit?
Nigga.
You said they all hit.
If you in terms of hip hop, a
but
nigga making some good
music.
Though.
You
Lyricism.
That's one category, and you said he put 6 Jones and work ethic.
Well, yeah, because
where did they hit?
Remember when everybody was like, Lil Durk raw, he mixed, you know what I'm saying, his mixtape's cold, but you couldn't find that one Lil Durk hit though. So, but now look where Lil Durk is. So
see, I don't like that. First off, don't talk to me like that.
No, no, but that's though, like for real though.
So, right, rest in peace, MF Doom.
Okay,
right? A legend. Right? Did Doom ever hit?
Yes.
No.
When?
No.
When?
He had a cult following, bro.
When?
Okay.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
He had a cult following.
That's the difference. Like Devin the Dude. You know who Devin the Dude is?
Bro. Yes.
Do you know who Devin the Dude is?
MF Doom had the Adult Swim era.
He did.
Yeah. He kind of hit then.
He did. He did revolutionize niggas selling vinyls and shit.
If you have a cult following, bro, you hit.
No,
numbers wise, no, you don't.
MF Doom has a crazy number record.
Niggas, the most that niggas ever talked about Doom is when he fucking died. And even then, there was so many people who didn't
even know who he was.
Hip hop heads. That's a very small percentage of what we talking about right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Hip hop heads.
And so it's even smaller when we start talking about Chicago hip hop heads.
You're comparing the
Devin the Dude ever hit.
Comparing the Vic Spencer
Devin the Dude did not hit, but he can go on tour.
Doom and his cult following. Does Vic Spencer have a cult following? Because this was the analogy you just brought up.
I'm in the sense
of rebuttal to
where Doom is now. He has a cult following. And on a global level, but he would do
shows, and it was never him.
When we start talking about underground rap, and this is why you can't do this list, because when you start talking about rappers who are traditionally underground, the metrics do change.
It's like saying
which is why I picked some of the names I picked, because these ain't necessarily underground, but they not necessarily A-list.
I feel that.
That's what I'm saying.
And there's not a lot of rappers from Chicago that would even consider themselves to be like
you
this.
Put Duck on this list.
He is on the list.
That's that.
I saw him towards the bottom of it. Yeah. But there's not a lot of rappers from Chicago that would even consider themselves in that underground, grimy rap kind of like that has its own thing. To me, Vic has that.
Folks put Famous Dex on this list.
I seen that.
Yeah.
I seen that.
I mean, you had
I'm
to
really
name
going through
50.
this motherfucking mad because he done blew me, vote.
Did you or did you not have to name 50 niggas?
You put
like
Young Pappy on
this.
Was
that not the goal?
Young Pappy had some hits though. Relax.
Young Pappy had what? 2 hits?
Well, there was hits though.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm not gonna.
So what?
Niggas needed to come up with 50. All right, niggas came up with 50. Take it how you want. You can restructure it.
I'm taking out all the ones from our generation so we can do a better list, because we can't do a list with all the people you put on here because the metrics are mad different. The fact that you put Gemstones in your top 10, we shouldn't even talk about this list.
Gemstones is a monster. Point blank period.
He's what?
A monster.
Okay, I hear you. So we got
Niggas really sleep on
Montana 300 should not be on this list.
Nice on the 10 songs that he's been on.
Did I listen to Montana 300? Yes. Where's Montana 300 from?
Niggas never listen to Montana 300.
What you mean?
Huh?
What you mean?
Nothing.
Where is he from? Like the suburbs or some shit?
I don't know. Do you know? Do you know? You're not even a real fan to put him on this list. You don't even know where he's from. You can't tell me where he's from right now. Nigga could be from Iowa. You put him on the Chicago list.
Let's go back. Do we need to come up with 50 niggas on the list?
I said 20, honestly. I'm saying we go back through the artists from
originally,
my generation. 20.
The reason why you have that in your hands is because there was a list of 50 niggas.
Whose idea was the 50 niggas?
We just had a thought one day.
But you keep saying we, but he ain't answering. I feel like this was a you thing.
Actually, I think it was this nigga's idea, to be honest. I'm just helping him out.
It may have been.
It was definitely this nigga's idea.
It may have been,
but be quiet as hell.
But every time we have the discussion, I get to this place where, like, as I said, for the 5th time, I can't put that list together. It's impossible.
So look, let's just do 20 with who we got on here from our generation, bro. Let's just
go
do
ahead.
20.
Shoot.
Because between 14 and 25 are all our generation right there. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to look at this list. So I'm going to run them off, and then we're going to go back through them, right? So we got Mick Jenkins, Vic Mensa, Saba, No Name, and just name your top 5 after you hear these names. Just name your top 5. Mick Jenkins, Vic Mensa, Saba, No Name, Juice WRLD, Chance the Rapper, Rocky Fresh, Sir Mikey Rocks, Toby Lou, Lucky X, John Doe, Montana 300, King Louie. All right, and then we got a couple more. We got a few more. Tink, Young Pappy, Dreezy, Chief Keef, G Herbo, Lil Durk, Lil Bibby, Polo G, Cowboy, Love Foe, Famous Dex. A lot of these names I can't even name, my nigga. But out of them names you heard, what's the top 5? I'll even throw in the honorable mentions of Valet and Z Money, because I didn't name all of them, but them was the last 2 I'm gonna give you. Valet and Z Money. So out of them names you heard, who your top 5?
So my top, if I'm just looking at them names,
them all.
Which is a very unfortunate list.
It's very man. This your man's, bro. I met Danny through you.
It's a very unfortunate names. Nigga, this is Chicago, nigga. Like
this
you said,
this what we got.
This is what we have, nigga. Like
it would be Juice WRLD at 1.
Okay.
It would be Keith at 2.
Okay.
It would be Chance at 3. It would be Saba. No, I'm lying like a motherfucker. It would be Rocky Fresh at 4. I'm sorry. Sir Michael. Did you read off Sir Michael or you left him out?
No. Mikey count.
I would put Mikey Rocks at 4.
Because Mikey was before Chance.
Yes,
Cool
but
Chance.
but I wouldn't put him above though.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Then going in at my 5th, I'm probably gonna finish that off with Mick Jenkins. That would be my 5, and still considering Mick Jenkins superior lyrically in that 5.
Because he's definitely the most lyrical out of that list. I mean, you would beg Vic Spencer, but I think Mick Jenkins definitely.
Saba got to be up there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Saba would be in the 10 for me.
Be in the 10, because honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. From looking at this, and then if we swing influence in there, Cowboy and Saba get it in my top 5. I'm gonna tell you why Cowboy though. He made the freshman, you feel me, XXL class off literally one song, off one hit. Not a lot of people that can do that. ABB was his only hit.
I don't know if that still has the same kind of.
Does it?
Cachet.
You saying that the freshman class don't matter no more?
The entire statement of what you said doesn't have the cachet. He made an XXL off of one song. Yeah. I don't know if that's really as impressive.
So are you saying the freshman class?
No, I'm not saying that.
Are you saying it's not relevant anymore?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying your statement.
You're saying it's not relevant anymore?
No, I'm saying that your statement is a little funny.
Is it?
The freshman class is still relevant to a degree. For new niggas and shit. And when I say new niggas, I don't mean artists. I mean as a new generation of fans coming into hip hop. That may mean something.
I'll take
For
Cowboy
my
out.
30-year-old ass, it don't mean shit today.
I'll take Cowboy out for you, bro. It's okay. It's all right. I got pretty much
square
everyone
my
you
feelings,
had,
bro.
but
It's all
not Chance the Rapper at 3. Chance the Rapper at 5.
Okay.
Chance the Rapper gets 5.
Why would
he might even get
5,
6, huh?
Why would he be? Wouldn't Chance the Rapper arguably be
how influential was Chance the Rapper? Because was he really influential? Or was he just like a sensation?
I mean, the impact, right? Like
he was a sensation. Did he have an impact? What impact did he have on the game?
More so than like him being, I guess, like inspiring the other artists type shit. I think.
How he inspired other artists?
I'm saying more
Anybody
so
that
than
make
that. I think
money
the impact.
inspires
I think Channel's impact kind of overshadowed inspiration or whatever the case may be. I'm sure there's artists that look up to Chance and shit like that, right? But I honestly feel like, I mean, because you got to think about it. Like, Chance sort of kind of had artists like, he was doing shit with Pivot Niggas. He was doing shit with Saba way before. We're talking before Saba really got big. Channel was the star. John Doe, same shit. When John started riding around with Smino and shit like that, that's purely off of the Chance shit. That was Chance's time. Like, that's Chance. Like, okay, we got more artists. And those were the artists he was working with. That's not cap. Alex Wiley, the whole shit. The whole shebang. The whole fucking Harold Washington Library, U Media, fucking freestyle open mic joint. That was off a Chance.
Okay. In Chicago. So his influence was in Chicago.
For sure. But
okay.
I mean, obviously it touched it because of the other artists. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So Chance is definitely at 5. I'm gonna stay there with that.
So you say Juice WRLD 1?
Juice WRLD 1. Who'd you say was 2?
I said, I think I said.
Fresh, I think
No, man.
Keith.
No, I definitely don't fuck with. Chief Keef at 2.
Chief Keef.
He said Rocky Fresh. I'm not putting Rocky Fresh on there. Lucky X, bro. Lucky X got to be my 3.
Same. Under the Chance cloud. That's crazy.
See, I don't know shit about Lucky X.
Under the fucking Chance cloud.
I don't know shit about Lucky X.
Nah, Lucky X was before his drug habits kicked in too hard.
Same shit. Under the Chance cloud.
Cause that's why he stepped away for a while. Like, you know, he got clean. You know what I'm saying? That's why. They come back still busting. He dropped some new music, still busting. But all his older music though, classic shit.
The free wave joints.
Yeah, the free wave.
Lucky X is dope, but same shit.
So Lucky X at 3.
Crazy.
So who's my 4? Cause Chance is at 5 automatically.
That's funny. But I guess it's opinionated. Yeah, it's what it is.
Yeah, I can't really give you one of. I can't even give you a top 5 really. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm looking at these names. I might have to give you, huh?
I say nobody didn't say Polo, Dirt.
I might have to give you Tink.
Tink?
Yeah.
Wow.
She had the biddies grooving for a bit.
What a life.
I give you Tink and 4.
I give you Tink just because she would have been big if she ain't get fucked over.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. I don't think Tink
She ran into the wrong wall.
I don't think she was able to even lift off.
She wasn't.
I think it was situational because you know most people's situations get messed up depending upon like who they with and how the maneuver situation is. Like I think that was just one of her situational things. Like,
I'm gonna go.
They didn't want to let her release music or something like that. You know, I'm not saying that's what it is, but because there was this one point where she just disappeared, and you know how that be. Exactly. That'd be like, oh, the label not let me drop music or whatever. So.
What about you, Butter? What you got?
Who you got on your 5, man?
Let's see. I'm definitely going with the Juice for number 1.
I didn't go crazy over Juice WRLD. Now he can rap his ass.
I didn't personally either, but I think it was an age thing.
I think it's that, but I think it's the fact that he died so young too. I think his death has a lot to do with why people are putting him like that.
But you're smoking. Because that nigga was going platinum.
No, he was spazzing. But I'm just saying, like, I think that's like,
I'm going off
like the artists you cherish and shit when they die so young. You like, damn. Like when XXX died.
No. Fuck what you talking about.
Yeah, I never.
They was developing cult followers. You finna just put it off because they died and shit.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
They just goaded because they died.
I'm saying a lot of it is us putting them on a pedestal and us being like, damn, they died so young. That's how people are like about Pop Smoke right now. Like, damn, Pop Smoke was the shit. Like, Pop Smoke should be.
Was he really?
That's opinionated once again. But,
really?
you know what I'm saying? With the death of a star that's so popping and had so many hits coming out, like you were like, damn, Def didn't catch him. Like this nigga would have been the next fucking Tupac or some shit. But the crazy thing about Juice WRLD is that nigga is actually cold lyrically. So, and then he can make a shit out of a fucking melodic song. So that's crazy. Like nigga was a dog.
Young Pappy was one of them people who died, and then people was like, "Oh, he was cold."
Pappy was cold though. He was.
Was he?
Pappy was nice.
Because can you name more than 3 Young Pappy songs?
No, because
okay then.
So a lot of niggas. See, and that's the thing though. There's a lot of niggas that don't live out of those 1, 2, 3 songs.
Right. But the songs that you really only heard because they were continuously played after he died. Cause nobody was really on to Young Pappy until he got shot, bro. Then he got shot. Then everybody listened. 2 Cups. You feel me? Like that's how that happened. Because I can guarantee you most people can't name. And I'm pretty sure he has more than 3 songs. I can guarantee you Young Pappy has more than 3 songs.
Like for example, and it's a tad bit different, right? When we look at somebody like Crucial Conflict, right? When you think of Crucial Conflict,
they got like 3 solid classics.
Name them.
Hey, right?
Easy one, right?
Rodeo.
Nah, don't help them.
I can honestly not remember off top.
These are all Jones that were on MTV. Like these were all videos.
These are all songs.
videos.
If played today,
But,
you know the words word.
But my point is,
And
right? You were gonna try to name more than.
No, I can tell you. I can tell you personally. For me, Crucial Conflict only got 3 that I can remember.
Right.
You feel me? If you play them, I know that. Oh yeah, I know that shit. Do I really know the names of them? No, but
with that being said, to you, are they legends? Do they deserve to be in a space and a top
they're
list?
Chicago legends. I mean, no, because here's the thing. Sometimes the legendary status also come off of how I don't want to say
impactful.
How impactful the song was. Like at what time it was played. Because we got a lot of like if you think about movies, like we got a lot of black classics that we know they was either low key trash back then or whatever, where they wasn't that big. But like Paid in Full, for a perfect example, you got the Paid in Full in the back. Sir. Paid in Full is a classic for us, but low key was a flop when it came out. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends on the time and like who heard it, who found it. That's when you talk about subjective.
Gotcha.
You know
I just brought that up to the point of like I forgot who had the pushback about Young Pappy and like him only having a couple songs.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that you really wouldn't even heard of Young Pappy if he didn't get shot because that became news.
That might have not been true though if he didn't get shot.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We can't. Yeah.
But did you know who Young Pappy was?
But you can't say like that.
But no. I'm asking you that question though. Did you know who Young Pappy was before he got shot? I knew who Young Pappy was. Did you know who Young Pappy was before he got shot? Did you know?
I barely know who he is now.
Barely know who he is now. You know what I'm saying? So like maybe if you knew him, that's one thing. But most people, I don't think people really knew him. It was a song that just got played a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ask most people where Young Pappy from, they probably don't know. He's from the North Side.
Same shit, JoJo.
People that don't know.
Same shit.
Who?
JoJo.
JoJo 300K. 300K JoJo? Yeah. But
JoJo.
I mean nobody.
Lil JoJo.
Okay, but here's the thing. Only Chicago people really know JoJo though. That's different.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
I feel like only Chicago people know Young
like,
Pappy though.
Artists be dying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like now of course they're gonna play the shit out your music when you pass.
Well, JoJo was popping before he died though.
JoJo, yeah, he had buzz for sure.
He had buzz before he died.
They would just
because of 300, because of the song.
Shit.
Yeah, the BDK shit. Yeah.
But when you die, it was just like it just takes you to new, especially when you hot. Of course, like it gives.
Yeah, because I really feel like people gassed up Pop Smoke album, bro. Because he passed away. I didn't like it. I was the first person I listened to it. Everybody was like, "Man, this is nice." And I was listening to it, and I was just like,
New York was so desperate for that one. and I'm mad that they lost it. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
We have to call it for what it is. They thought they had one with that one, and they did dying for one.
They did.
You know what I'm saying?
They had crazy. One. They need a new. They need Bobby Smurder to get out. That's what they need.
It's coming.
It's supposed to get out in like 6 days.
Yeah, Bobby Smurder come out in New York back up.
Yeah, New York.
I don't know about back up, but
come on. The thing about Bobby's story though is just that when you find out he took them years for his homie, you know what I'm saying? He got way more respect.
But
that respect turned into a whole
that shit don't always see.
Yeah, it might.
When we start getting into them kind of conversations, that shit don't always translate, bro.
It's not.
It don't.
Because see, here's the thing. There are certain things that the game supports. You know what I'm saying? So like, if You know, a whole bunch of rappers heard that. You know what I'm saying? When he get out, just like they popped up on Roddy Rap when he got out.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, it's gonna be the same, but he probably even more love for Bobby because of what he did.
It's gotta be more love because Roddy shit ran out, and he just dropped a song yesterday. So.
You know what I'm saying? And then even and him getting out after the 6ix9ine era, of course they gonna show this man love. They gonna make sure they show this man love. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely waiting for.
Because New York took an L with 6ix9ine real quick.
But another thing that that also has to be spoken to, and that's why I said this conversation has so many fucking layers. Where are you when you're hearing this music? Because certain no, I'm just talking about generally. Like when we start talking about Chicago artists, you kind of have to ask yourself, where were you when you heard this? Facts. Because there's a lot of artists, for example, that y'all may know being on that list that I may not know because I'm not from the South Side. Or I don't hang out in certain places. Or I'm not around this particular group of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Some shit just don't connect.
Facts.
But see, Chicago music is more like it's a lot more word of mouth. So if you ain't necessarily
I don't know if that's true, bro. Because mind you, I grew up around here. There's artists that I know from this neighborhood, Wicker Park, Humboldt, going up north. Yeah. And there was a lot of music that on the South Side didn't trickle down over here like that.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm saying it comes down to like the crowd that you around.
Yeah.
Right. When it comes to Chicago music, it's always about the crowd that you around. That's why I try to stay all over the place because I don't be wanting to miss nothing. I be over here, I be over there. I be trying to see like what I missed, who I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always something in Chicago. Like that's why I think that we had such an issue with the Chief Keef era because they felt like we was all drill. But like Chicago got so much. Like Chicago probably one of the most versatile cities when it comes to like types of music. You know what I mean? Sure. Like the West Coast, they one real type. East Coast got you feel me? They a little more versatile, but it's really like a type of music. They got a soundscape, but Chicago don't have a specific soundscape. It's like we kind of just got a melting pot of sounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think everywhere got it. I would say that, you know what I'm saying, Chicago's, or the Midwest, you know what I'm saying, in general is underrated when it comes to music and what we do and what we provide to music and the industry and shit like that because...
Underrated or underdeveloped?
Underrated and
underappreciated.
But definitely underappreciated. All of the above, goddammit.
I don't believe that we underrated because I feel like people still, you feel me, people still come around here and they like know.
People come around, but they don't come around here for marketing shit. Like underappreciated too. Like we definitely are underappreciated.
Wait,
all of the above.
So you say all of the above. You say underdeveloped.
I say underdeveloped.
I say underappreciated.
Underdeveloped, underappreciated.
I do believe that there is some sort where it's undeveloped, but I think mostly that it's like we be having the talent and we be putting motherfuckers on. A lot of people copy Chicago, like so we had that influence, but people don't want to give us the credit for that influence. So that's why I say underappreciated.
And I never understand that, because even like if you just go out of town right now and if they feel you from Chicago, they gonna get on dirt with you. I've never understood that.
Yeah,
because it's Chicago.
I don't get that though. Like I don't get it.
Haters hate the best. You know what I'm saying? And it's Chicago, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like they hate that we just smooth like that. You feel me? Chicago.
I always get respect when I go out. I be like, that ain't
yeah, I look. You generally get love out of town. Generally. But that's why I don't go to places where I might be worried.
Yeah, he cool people.
I don't go to places where I know they might be hating on Chicago niggas. Because you know, there be certain places you go where they be like, oh, you from Chicago? Then they going to try you because they know Chicago niggas. Chicago, yeah. You must be tough. They be getting shot out there every day. Like, calm down, bro.
That's why it's respecting everywhere niggas be like, oh, you from Chicago? Damn, y'all just like shooting all up. So they be scared. Like, niggas don't be trying me. Like, when we be out of town.
Where's the niggas go to New York?
Right.
Nigga, I've always been to New York.
That's what I'm saying.
Same shit.
With the niggas in Memphis and shit. All the places where that shit don't matter.
But no, that one nigga did try it that one time. He didn't try me, but he definitely, I had a Bulls hat. I tell the story every damn time. I had a Bulls hat on. And I had a Bulls jersey on, bro. I was Chicago head to toe. It was crazy. And I think I had like a flannel or some shit over me. My cousin take me like some spot in like the meatpacking district or whatever, club. Introduced me with some of his people. One of his guys came up to me and was like, oh yeah, this so-and-so, that's so-and-so cousin. Yeah, he from Chicago. He said, oh, you from Chicago? Bro, you don't look like you from Chicago. He said, you don't dress like you from Chicago, I mean. And I must have thought, I looked at my jersey. I'm like, bro, I'm
head to toe.
Head to toe right now. Like
that should translate different out there. You might have been blood.
I'm like, man, y'all niggas retarded, bro. I'm like, man, y'all niggas must be stupid.
Shorty said,
Because are you serious right now? Bro, look at me. Dead serious and asked me that shit. I'm like, bro. I'm like, what do you mean, bro? Niggas say, you dress like you from here. I'm like,
he was trying to bait
how do niggas from Chicago dress?
Oh, God.
It's basically coming at the fit, trying to be like, oh, you dress like you from here. You don't dress like you from Chicago. Because Chicago niggas dress bummy, quote unquote.
Okay.
I'm like,
he was mad. Regular New York.
Bro, that don't make sense, bro.
Shout out New York though.
That's not an unfamiliar statement, nigga. You know, GQ had us in their magazine one year as like the worst dressed city.
Yeah, they be hating.
But it wasn't for
never seen it.
the right reason.
They be hating shit. But speaking out of town though,
Never
perfect segue into the question that I had. What's Chicago niggas' fascination with Atlanta, bro? Like,
I'm not one of them niggas. So
why do niggas feel like every time there's an argument brought up about Chicago culture, they quit. I'm gonna be like, man, but Atlanta and they be moving tracks like, you know what I'm saying? Just like swear up and down that we need to be more like Atlanta.
Well,
like,
when it comes to music, or you just like everything,
the culture
lifestyle?
itself, like, you know, people out there a little bit more collaborative. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more moves. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more money flowing in Atlanta.
For sure.
A lot more friendly in Atlanta.
It's a lot more friendly, but you know, it ain't
Chicago. Too friendly.
I feel like Chicago. For me, Chicago reminds me of the South in a lot of different ways.
Chicago is.
I mean, kind of. I mean, all of our families came from there, so we naturally have certain tendencies that remind me of just like a little bit of some Southern flavor. And I don't know, is that why niggas have this weird relationship with the Chicago Atlanta shit?
Like a mating call.
Yeah, right.
You just know that you're drawn to it. I don't like Atlanta personally. I don't fuck Atlanta. It's too much for me.
We didn't disrespect the two cities today.
Too much.
They gonna have niggas that are next.
No, I'm just saying. I just don't like personally. I don't like.
But
Atlanta.
I feel like the whole Atlanta situation, just people gotta understand it's different culture wise. Like, it was nice. Money was poured into Atlanta for people to move out there, so that's why they are different. It ain't cutthroat. Like where here, resources always been pulled, so we always like fighting.
That's why I say underdeveloped.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get that too. I say underdeveloped on a us sense. I say underappreciated on a more national scale as far as how people look at us. So internally it's undeveloped and underdeveloped. Like externally it's just underappreciated. Cause it's like people ain't nobody really trying to help us no fucking way anyway. So.
So do y'all believe in the crab in the bucket analogy?
I used to. I feel like one of the reasons why that stigma lingers so long is simply because we believe it does. There's this, because for me to sit here and think about crabs in the bucket and me having worries of someone bringing and pulling me down means that I already come with suspicion that you're going to do it in the first place. So that means that you're kind of creating this reality because you may respond to some shit in a certain way thinking that somebody's hating on you, and that may not even be the case. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like that's kind of like a mental perception we hold. For sure.
I believe in crabs in the bucket. I don't believe in gatekeepers.
I believe in gatekeepers.
See, that's the only difference. Like
I love the idea of gatekeepers.
Like gatekeepers,
to be honest.
Like the idea, I think the idea here is gatekeepers are like people who intentionally keep resources away from us that don't got it. And that's not necessarily the case because here we got a lot of like old heads that's really.
I think that's something that gatekeepers can do. I don't think that's what a gatekeeper is.
I don't know. Right. That's the assumption of people is that a gatekeeper is like somebody who's literally closing off resources to niggas. But it's like nah.
So who's the gatekeeper here?
Who's the gatekeeper here? Yeah, all the old heads.
I'm not even naming them. I'm
like the pillar, like the pillars.
That's why I'm gonna say.
Yeah, like the pillars of the culture. If you, you know what I'm saying?
Who would be a gatekeeper here? If there's a gatekeeper, but y'all can't mention them, then do they exist?
Because certain niggas don't want to be mentioned as gatekeepers.
Certain niggas do not want to be mentioned.
Truly, and honestly, for me, there's certain niggas who are a part of that conversation that really shouldn't even be a part of that conversation, and that's going to bring us into a different kind of talk that I don't want to have today.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
You just got to know the pillars.
For as many times as I've interviewed Doe, and one of his pushbacks is, I'm not a gatekeeper. I don't see myself like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't put that on them. But there's a lot of niggas who I think do play gatekeepers. But for me, a gatekeeper is a preserver. That's why I like the idea of having gatekeepers. I think the problem is we have either not have them or we've had the wrong ones. to where they are taking resources and giving to the wrong people because payola or this is my friend, not because of real skill and talent. And it fucks up the art form of what we're dealing with.
I'll go on record and say, so we've had Fake Shore Drive, right? At the time, was it 2000?
Generally 2000.
2000, early 2000 something. One of the best platforms, right? For artists in the city and stuff like that. I guess, I don't know how they would do it. I can't remember how Andrew used to do it. Andrew used to run it. He still runs it. But now I think he just focuses on managing his artists. But that was an extremely important platform in the early 2000s, right? Just getting the artists, you know what I'm saying, listed and put on the SEO and shit like that, and just getting Chicago introduced to the other markets and shit like that.
Hold that thought. This is gonna be real ghetto real quick.
What happened? Oh, this nigga's on the phone.
Continue. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, what's good, bro?
This nigga's crazy. But no, for real. So I would say, like,
I bet when you walk up,
the people like those people, like Andrew Barber, I would, like, you know what I'm saying, recognize as a gatekeeper.
It's on the first floor. As soon as you walk in.
But
as soon as you walk up, is the door to the left.
You know, I mean, he did help out a lot of artists, but I feel like, you know, to Rashad's point, like preserving what was ours and keeping it, you know what I'm saying, like, I guess just keeping it like organic, just keeping it real. I feel like people got away from because payola is like a huge thing. Payola kind of took over the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, all right, you can post your shit here, but you got to pay X amount of dollars. And, you know, if you got good content, but you can't pay, so we not fucking with you type shit too. So that's crazy. But I would definitely acknowledge him as somebody that could have been a gatekeeper for the city and shit like that.
Good media needs to be the gatekeepers. When it comes to hip hop, the preservation of it needs to be done by the ones who are telling the stories.
Yeah, but see, the thing with that is, and you say media, I say media and the DJs, but the problem is we entered this twilight zone of now media and DJs, instead of them telling people what's hot, they waiting for the people to tell them what's hot, and then they cover it.
Yep.
And that's like the weakest shit ever, and that's why the game is really fucked right now, because like you listening to other people. Like, I seen this list put out, and I ain't gonna say what the list was. But because I know how to,
your list.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know how the situation was set up. Instead of Buddy putting a list together, he went to other people and was like, "Who you got for this list?" Well, you got people telling you, so why am I listening to you if you listen to somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Like, media people, personalities, journalists, whatever of today aren't using their power as media correctly. Feel me? It's not like what's the word I'm looking for? They're not unbiased as they should be.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Agreed. Like how media is supposed to just be completely, like, I'm unbiased. I'm not a fan of anybody. Even my homies, like when I was doing the media, they couldn't get an interview with me. I wasn't doing write-ups on that shit unless it was really hot, because that's on my name as a professional. If I'm gonna be promoting this to other people,
well, you can still be a fan though.
I mean, I'm just not a fan. Just, you feel me? That it's just natural for me to just stay unbiased. You know what I mean? So it's like, because I think what I learned earlier and why I really became not really a fan of people, I would listen to an artist earlier and like some of their earlier shit, and then it was just completely switch up, and I just wasn't. You feel me? So I just don't fuck with somehow how people change their sound and shit like that. So just in me, it was just like, all right, I'm just not gonna be a fan. I'm gonna just see how you grow, and if you grow in the direction that I like it, then I might become a fan.
Gotcha.
So I can say there are artists that I am slick a fan of, like shout out Diverse University. It's a bunch of Chicago artists: Joel Q, Kid Breeze, Jay Hayes, Weasel Sims, Audrey V. Right? Them, like, I've been watching them. I've been watching them for like 3 years. Right? I can honestly say I'm a fan of all of them now because I listen to the quality of their music. What now? Diverse University.
Right. I know Audrey.
So they like their music has had consistent growth. Not just, ooh, I like this song, and then I hear some more shit, and it's like, nah, I ain't fucking with that. So, like, for me to be a fan, it's like I have to really see you grow. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to tell people all the time, there's a lot of people I just won't fuck with because I don't know you. Mm-hmm. I won't fuck with you until I do an interview with you, because then when I sit down with you and we chopping it up, then I can see what type of person you are. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people that I've grown with is people that I've interviewed with or had to work with, so I could really see. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I'd be kind of like, I just be watching from the back, because I don't want to be a part of that wave of just promoting some shit because it's hot, and then what happens? You know what I'm saying? I agree. Like with Lil Moody, and not to say that I don't know what happened with Lil Moody, I don't know what happened with her little situation, but the WAP shit, like it was cool, and I fucked with the wave and everything. I fucked with how influential it was, right? But I remember somebody was just like all on my heels, like, yeah, you need to get up with Moody, woo, woo, woo. And like I'm in my mind, it don't matter who it is. I'm just like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Unless we have a reason.
That's part of the point to what Butter was saying about, like, it's interesting, like crabs in the bed, like it goes. It kind of speaks to our point, in a sense, because we kind of don't want to work with certain people. We kind of go away from, like, why do I need to invest my time and shit like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we need to do more as a city, especially like, you know, us being in media, or us being as musicians, artists and shit, whatever, like, and just helping people. Like, you know what I'm saying? And just helping people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we need to do more of that. And I feel like that's why Chicago don't get that stigma of it being like such a uplifting city. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we do a disservice to ourselves because we miss out on blessings. Like, we never know when people are gonna blow. We can't just wait for the artist to be hot and then watch his progression and then catch on. Because then that's a following trait, no?
Yeah, but see, I guess where I'm coming from is you follow this trend of this artist being hot right now, and you try to help push him up, and then where we've had so many Chicago artists completely fall off because they didn't want to do the work. Mm-hmm. So me, you feel me being me, I can't speak for nobody else, me being me, I'm not getting behind nothing unless, like I said, unless I know that person. Right. So that's why I say we gotta sit down, we gotta chop it up, we gotta build, because at the end of the day, people gonna try to rope you into that whole, support this artist. Everybody don't always, you know what I'm saying, reciprocate. Dig what I'm saying? That's true. So the whole situation is that it has to make sense, and that's where I feel like that comes from now. If y'all not completely friends, because, you know, Chicago is a town of lineage, so it's either you know somebody or it's got to be mutually beneficial. Right. I'm not just out here helping people because, you feel me? Oh yeah, because I did that personally. I can speak for myself. I did that. I mean, me and Butter, we was working with artists and we was doing this and doing that, and turns out half of the time we was right. But most artists feel like they know what they're talking about. They know they got it, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you have to really, that's why I say you have to sit back and you have to really watch artists.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Are you able to believe in an artist and not know them?
Yes.
Butter says yes, I say no. But that's because we always disagree, because she has this thing about how she works with artists. She wants to work with artists. I'm over it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like after seeing it enough, you have to see certain actions to know that they got it. Because talent ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing outside of just going in the studio? Mm-hmm. So, like, you see all these artists who consistently go to open mics. You consistently go sit in a room full of artists. But when it's time to go to these panels and go listen to this, you feel me, this professional speak or whatever, I would not see them same artists. Mm. You know what I'm saying? So it really comes to, like, do you want to know about this? And I think that's what it is. Do you want to learn? You feel me? Do you want to be a student of the game? If you want to be a student of the game, I can't really.
But you don't have to know an artist to see them at all these things.
But I'm saying that I have to know you. I have to know you like your mind. You feel me? And I can't see that from just watching you on Instagram. Talent is one thing, but we see a lot of people with talent that never got there. Mm-hmm. Chicago is filled with talent that never got there. You feel me? Because it was something up here. So that's why you gotta know them. You gotta know. You gotta know an artist to manage them. You feel me?
Because from a perspective, it's like he's saying, like a perspective, like even like a CEO, like you have to invest in yourself. Like I have to see you invest in yourself.
Exactly.
Type shit.
I can't want it more than you.
Rashad, when you say no, what are you saying? When you say you have to know an artist to manage them.
Well, I didn't give an answer.
Mm-hmm. No, she's saying, what do you mean when you have to know an artist? When I have to know them personally, or
just in the sense of if I'm looking at an artist and I like what they present, I like what they're saying, I like their package. How much of it? Because I'm really speaking to you, saying that you have to be unbiased. Mm-hmm. But if you're not spending the time to know the artist, how are you going to even get into a place to even properly critique them? And then once you do know an artist and you start working with them, doesn't that mean you kind of like them? Doesn't that mean you kind of into
Not
them?
always.
So can you still be unbiased and invested?
Yeah, not always, because at the end of the day, like from that position, like music exec, right, is unbiased. Most of them don't know shit about their artist music or their artist. It's just about what you present for the business. Like, what are your numbers? What's your following like? What can you do? You know what I'm saying?
Some of them, yeah.
And in that sense, you feel me? Yeah, I can still work with artists and be unbiased and say, oh, I don't have to be a fan. But now I'm in a place where I need to be a fan, though. I went through that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's possible, but for me personally, because you work with so many artists and they don't stick around, or they, you know what I'm saying, they didn't take it as serious, they wasn't working as hard as you was, whatever. Like, we done been through all that already, right? So for me, it's like, you got to be like, we got to be like this. And I see that that's why we talk about old heads and how they move. That's what it was. Yeah. They done been burned so many times. Motherfuckers over it. Fuck, you feel me? You want to talk about help? Fuck helping a nigga. I done helped 20 niggas and ain't none of them reciprocate. Ain't nobody help me. Ain't nobody reach back. Ain't nobody throw me no bread. You ain't you feel me? When you had the shows and all that shit, you ain't suggest me. Like, you know what I'm saying? The energy not reciprocated. So all that helping shit, that's why that, you feel me? You have to be there to know. So most artists, and no, you feel me? No knock to you or any other artist, but most artists ain't never been there to see that. Right. So then when somebody not reaching down to help them, then they like, well, why motherfuckers don't fuck with me? And why, you know what I'm saying? Complain about things you just don't understand. Right. You feel me? So it really come down to that.
Definitely.
Lord Haiti in the building. For sure. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, man. Good conversation. Definitely a lot of shit to unpack when we start talking about Chicago music. There's a lot that I think that we just have to agree that we can't really define. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's still a lot to come. And shit, maybe one day we can thoroughly have this list. Right. Just not today.
One day it's going to be on Instagram.
We'll finalize the list when I'm on it and I'll reach number one. Fuck out of here. How about that?
You going to be one of those guys? You going to put yourself as number one on your own list? No.
Yeah. I mean, I could have done that, but I didn't do that.
You're the biggest fan, so.
You can't be.
For sure. Well.
You gotta be.
I'm my own biggest fan.
Exactly.
Follow the What Up Joe podcast.
Spend my own money on my own shit.
Joe and Co. Holla at y'all niggas next time. Peace.
On kids.